Hello, this is Coding Gicha for full-stack developers. Vim allows you to open and edit multiple files simultaneously. You can split the page horizontally or vertically or group them into tabs. You can also create a session and recall the current working environment. In Vim, the entire screen area is called a page. Each horizontally or vertically divided section of this page is called a window. You can use multiple pages, separated by tabs. This lesson will cover how to split the page horizontally or vertically and work with windows. In Vim, by default, new window is added to the top when split horizontally and to the left when split vertically. I have it set to the opposite, but before splitting the page, let's change it to the default settings. The command for horizontal splitting is sp. If you enter a file name after the sp command, the file will open in a newly added window. The new window will be added at the top. Let's also try vertical splitting. To do this, run versus. I'll enter the file name after the sp command. A new window will be added to the left. I'll move the cursor to the last window. I'll close all but the window where the cursor is. Although the split windows have all been closed, the buffers remain, so reopening the file will be faster. Since it's more common for new window to be added to the right and bottom, let's change the settings to work the opposite way. Let's try a horizontal split again. Now a new window will be added to the bottom. Let's try a vertical split again. A new window will be added to the right. Let's move the cursor to the first window. Currently, all buffers are displayed in their own windows, but the buffer of the active window will be focused. This time, instead of closing the window, I'll close the buffer. I will close all buffers except the current one. If you have vim-buffet installed, you can type $B and only. Since all buffers have been closed, leaving only vimrc.vim, all windows will change to vimrc.vim. They may appear to be different files due to different scroll positions, but they are all vimrc.vim files. I'll close all but the current window. Let's split the page without specifying the file name. It will be filled with the same files. Working in one window will be reflected simultaneously in all windows. This is useful when working with a portion of a large file. Let's close all but one window. I'll also look at how to simultaneously reflect changes when working on multiple files in a split window. First, let's substitute some text in one file. I'm using tab indentation, so I'll replace it with 4 spaces. I'll open 2 more files while splitting the page. Both of the newly opened files have 4 spaces indented. By prefixing the previously executed replace command with "win-do", you can apply it to files open in multiple windows simultaneously. The git diff displayed by vim git.org only properly reflects the active window. This needs improvement. I'll undo all windows. All windows have been restored, but inactive windows are now displaying the git diff that should have been displayed previously. The restored word is highlighted, and you can clear the highlight with no H. I explained how to execute split page operations in command mode. You can also declare Ctrl-W and then execute the relevant command. Let's move the cursor to the first window. Press Ctrl-W then T. You can move the focus between windows by pressing Ctrl-W and then using the arrow keys. Alternatively, you can also use the H, J, K, L keys. Press Ctrl-W, then W to move the cursor sequentially through the windows. A capital W moves the cursor in reverse. Let's move the cursor to the last window. Press Ctrl-W, then press the underscore to maximize the height of a horizontally split window. For a vertically split window, press Ctrl W, then press the pipe to maximize the width. To increase or decrease the height by one line, use the minus and plus keys. Using them with numbers will adjust the height by the corresponding number of lines. To increase or decrease the width of a single character to the left or right, use arrow brackets. Arrow brackets do not indicate the direction of width to decrease or increase, but rather to decrease or increase the size of the width. When used with a number, the width will be adjusted by that number. To adjust the width and height of split windows equally, use the equal symbol. To close all but the current window, press Ctrl W, then O. Let's also try splitting the page with Ctrl W. You can split horizontally by pressing Ctrl W, then S. You can split vertically by pressing Ctrl W, then V. When declaring Ctrl W and then executing the relevant command, you can't specify which file to open, so you can only split the same file. This is useful when working with portions of a large file, but if you need to work with other files, it's more efficient to run the split in command mode, which allows you to immediately open each file. To close all windows, press :QA. Since the file has been modified and won't be saved, all add an exclamation mark after the command. For split page tasks, you can either declare Ctrl W and then execute the relevant command, or press the key to enter command mode. When opening files or closing windows while splitting the page, it's convenient to press the key to enter command mode. For most other commands, it's more convenient to use Ctrl W. However, unless you have a keyboard optimized for Vim, like the Happy Hacking keyboard, the Control key is typically located in the lower left corner, making it inconvenient to simultaneously press Ctrl and W. Running in command mode also presents the inconvenience of having to use WinCMD instead of Ctrl W, as some commands aren't dedicated. In command mode, you can't move the cursor between windows with the arrow keys, only H, J, K, L can be used. Using capital letters H, J, K, L moves the window itself, not the cursor. This is not covered in this video. There are many other commands, but I will not cover them here. Thank you for watching.